If you keep finding yourself in relationships where you give more than you receive, where you're waiting, hoping, explaining, holding things together, this video is for you. Let's start by removing the self-blame first. Many people believe they attract emotionally unavailable partners because they're too much, too emotional, or too needy. That's a myth. That's simply not true. In reality, emotionally unavailable people are often drawn to those who are emotionally capable. You bring depth, you bring understanding, you bring effort. Those qualities aren't weakness. They're what's missing in somebody else sometimes, so they bring them balance. Those qualities are good to have. Things that feel familiar can feel like attraction. And here's why. The nervous system doesn't look for what's healthy, it looks for what's familiar. If you grow up needing to adapt, to read moods, to earn attention, or to minimise your needs, emotional distance can feel normal. Not comfortable, but familiar. And familiar often feels safer than unfamiliar peace. What emotionally unavailability actually looks like. Emotional unavailability isn't always obvious. It doesn't always look like cruelty or neglect. Sometimes it looks like inconsistency, hot and cold behaviour, emotional closeness, followed by withdrawal. Basically, just enough connection to keep hope alive, but not enough consistency to feel secure. That pattern can quietly pull you into overfunctioning. Why you end up doing the emotional work? Well, in these dynamics, one person becomes the emotional carrier. You explain, you adapt, you give them benefit of the doubt. Over time, the relationship becomes unbalanced. But because you're capable, it feels manageable at first, until it isn't. That's not because you failed. It's because emotional labour was never meant to be all one-sided. So, why are emotional unavailable people drawn to you? Emotionally unavailable people often feel safest with someone who can hold emotional weight. Someone who understands, waits, doesn't make any demands. But once the real intimacy requires them to show up fully, the imbalance becomes clear. Their limits surface. Not because you asked for too much, but because you reached the edge of what they could give you. Why this pattern repeats until it's seen. Patterns repeat until they're understood, basically. So not because you're failing to learn, it's because your nervous system is still prioritising what's familiar to you. Awareness is the turning point. Not forcing yourself to choose differently, but noticing what feels familiar and pausing long enough to choose safety instead. Breaking the cycle gently, with no pressure. You don't break this pattern by blaming yourself. It's not your fault. You break it by slowing down, by noticing how someone makes you feel. Not just how strongly you feel for them. Consistency matters. Emotional availability matters. And you don't have to earn those things. They should be present. If you've been attracting unemotionally available partners, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means you're learning. And learning creates change, quietly over time. You're allowed to want connection that doesn't require you to disappear. and that don't have to be rushed. In these kind of relationships, actions speak a lot louder than words. If words aren't matching actions, there's a possibility they are lacking emotion.